Welcome to the Profit by Design podcast. I am Melissa Kay, the lead strategist and chief dream officer at Tap the Potential. I'm so thrilled to have you today, and we are going to discuss why your time management tactics are not working. And if you say, hey, that's me, you're raising your hand here, you are not alone. This is something that I have experienced with every single business owner that I've coached over the years. So I'm going to give you the key ingredient here to making your time management work and experience time freedom. So maybe you have done all of the things. You're time blocking, you're trying all the common tips, you're reading books, you're taking in all this content, and you're implementing things. But for some reason, these tactics are just not working for you. So the real key here is not about working harder. It's about having a reason to work less. Today, we are going to dig into the reason why this time blocking and delegation is just not enough, and why having a purpose for your time can transform your productivity and your life. The most important way for you to achieve time freedom is having a motivation for working less. And this is not a motivation as a business owner in your business. This is a personal motivation to work less. You likely don't have a strong enough why. And therefore, you continue to just simply work more, even during times where you do get some time freed up. So this is very common as I support business owners to free up their calendars and work on things that are really important in the business. We end up shaving meetings off of their calendars and working through priorities through their business. They get time freed up, and it seems like just as soon as this time is freed up, more things are just coming into the calendar and getting added to their plates. Have you ever experienced this? The reason you keep adding on additional things to your business and filling up that free time is because you're not making personal goals. You're not identifying actually what you're going to do with your time when you do get it freed up. You need to have a purpose and an intention for your time. So I'm going to give you a personal example here. You all know that I work 25 hours a week at Tap the Potential. Our entire team does. And to do this, we have to stay very intentional with our time. So my purpose and my why is so that I can spend Friday mornings focused on personal and professional growth. So that could be reading, it could be learning a new skill, it could be simply brainstorming new business strategies or ways to innovate. And then in the afternoons, I spend that time with my daughter. This is my non-negotiable. So I know that I have to be very intentional with my time during the week in order to make that happen. And I want you to consider the time away from your business. When you're carving out this time, it's not just taking a break. This is a conscious choice that you're making to ensure that your life is balanced and fulfilled. And in turn, you're going to show up much more effective, and you're going to be your best while you are at work. When you have a reason to work less, it gives your time management system a deep focus. You're not just checking off tasks on a to-do list. You're aligning your work to create space for the things that recharge you, for the things that give your life meaning. Isn't this why you got into business in the first place? And this mindset shift is really going to help you just take a step back and ask, what's the point of all of this hard work, all the effort that I'm putting into the business, if it's not enriching my life in a meaningful way? So consider that legacy that you want to leave behind. You need to create the time and space to do this. So if you don't have a strong enough motivation to stop working at the end of each day or at the end of each week, the time management strategies like time blocking or delegation tend to feel like burdens rather than tools for creating freedom. But when you have a vision for fulfilling your life outside of work, you'll naturally build the systems that support your overall well being. Another thing that you want to have in place and set boundaries around is effective planning and reflection time. So at the beginning of every week, you should be looking at your calendar and be very intentional as you're planning your time. Be honest with yourself at how much time it's going to take to complete all of the tasks and projects that you have, any meetings that you have, or client delivery. And at the end of the day and the end of every week, you should be asking yourself what worked, what didn't work. Look for solutions in the things that worked. So celebrate those times when things went well and look for ways to systematize those and streamline them further, and then plan these out in the future. Identify the one thing that will make everything else easier or unnecessary. Always be looking for quick wins and solutions in your scheduling. And if it didn't work, identify why. What held you back? What was the bottleneck? Was this because of ineffective delegation? Did something happen to interrupt your time? Whatever that might be, identify what's not working and look for a solution. Simply taking the time to reflect will help you tremendously to improve your schedule. Often we have overwhelm because we just simply have too many priorities. There's so many things that you need to be working on in your business, and you're just not sure what to work on. And it feels like all of these tasks are just competing for your attention, and you're just not sure what to focus on. And sometimes you're just simply reactive rather than being proactive. So you're just ending up putting out fires. Your context shifting, you're jumping in and spending a lot of unnecessary time because things aren't planned out and prioritized properly. And when that happens, you enter this spiraling mindset of not being really certain what to work on. And then you end up getting nothing done. So be sure to constantly prioritize and reprioritize your task. Another issue is unclear or changing goals. So plan on what you're going to focus on and stick to it. Stick to that one thing and accomplishing it until it's complete, and then move to the next thing. And if you're a business owner who is doing a great job at setting quarterly goals, this is fantastic. Stick to those. You have identified that this is a top priority in your business. So when you start adding in other goals, these things are really fighting for your attention, and you're not getting one thing done. So just stick on that one thing until you have it completed, and then go to the next thing. And give yourself some grace here, because sometimes we create quarterly goals or annual goals, and other things come up in the business, such as an emergency, a team member being out, something happening in the business that has to pull your attention away. Give yourself grace when you need to, and then shift that goal to the next quarter, but stick with that one thing. Another issue that can be holding you back from effective time management is ineffective delegation. So sometimes we delegate the wrong things to the wrong people, and this leads to getting poor results. Maybe your team members aren't effectively trained. Maybe you're not holding regular meetings with them, asking them how you might support them and where they're stuck. Maybe you're the bottleneck, so you've delegated something to a team member and they're just not able to complete it because they're waiting on you for something. Another issue could be lack of systems or inefficient system. So anytime a team member or even you yourself are not performing in a desired manner, go back and look at a system, because there could be just a gap there that needs to be worked out and defined. So always follow up with your team and yourself and evaluate, does everyone have what they need to be successful? And am I delegating to the right person? Really lean into the strengths of each team member and yourself. Remember here, it is not up to you as the business owner to be doing all of the things. You shouldn't be doing all of the things. You should have a team of people who have different strengths and strengths that you don't have yourself. And when you, as the business owner, are spending time doing things that you could be delegating out to another team member, then you are leaving money on the table and your business is not going to be as profitable as it could be. So follow up with yourself, with your team, look at progress, strategize, and talk about who should be completing what tasks, and give the support that's needed. And the next thing here to think about is prioritization. So you really have to prioritize your goals and your tasks and your projects so that you and your team know what you should be working on first and which order. Many times I see business owners themselves, as well as team members, simply just not having a prioritized list. So what you want to do here during your planning time at the beginning of every week is prioritize and reprioritize everything that you are working on, which you've identified. And sometimes this has to be done on a daily basis, a weekly basis. Always go back and look. And many times we're adding things to our plates that simply don't need to be done, things that aren't moving the business forward. Keep prioritizing. And if there's things on your list that you seem to never be getting to, or your team members aren't getting to, ask yourself the question, hey, does this really need to be done? Is this really going to move the needle forward and fulfill the vision of the business? So be honest here with yourself and give yourself permission to just say, hey, this is no longer a priority. Be prepared to reprioritize when the unexpected happens. So you may have your calendar established every week, and by the middle of the week, something unexpected happens, some emergency with a team member or you yourself. You need to give yourself time in your schedule for flexibility. So if you have meetings on your calendar booked from the beginning of your workday to the end of your workday, and in between those meetings are filled up with tasks and there's no white space on your calendar, then you're going to keep spinning your wheels and you're never going to have time to work on your business. So give yourself permission here to say no. Most of the time we could have fewer meetings than what we actually do, or someone on our team could be handling those for us. So reflect back on your calendar and make sure that you are letting go of any meetings that do not need to happen. Give yourself this white space. Time blocking typically fails because you aren't giving yourself that extra time. You're underestimating how long a task actually is going to take, or you're underestimating how many times you are distracted during the day or during the week. So there's not enough time on your calendar left over for you to address these issues that arise. Or maybe you simply haven't made a game plan to complete a task or a project, outlining step by step what it is you need to do to accomplish this goal or this project. So you come to the table, you begin to work on a project, and you're not sure what to do next. You're not sure where to get started and how to get finished. So just take some time to write out step by step what you're going to do to accomplish a goal. And this will help you tremendously. It's also going to eliminate some context switching. So when you're going from meeting to meeting throughout the day or task to task, if you are not giving yourself some time in between so that you are not constantly context switching and actually giving your brain time to rest and then switch gears, you're really going to feel burned out. So this leads me to self-care. Many business owners are just simply not taking breaks during the day. Taking breaks is vital to your success. And what I recommend here is if you have back-to-back meetings on your calendar, create buffer blocks. So this could be 15 minutes, this could be 30 minutes, and give yourself time for self-care, whether it's to take a walk or have a bio break or eat, make sure you're staying hydrated. These breaks are so critical to your success. If you're not taking breaks throughout the day, this is going to put you right into burnout. It's going to lead to slow performance. Self-care is vital. And remember, you need to take care of yourself first as the business owner so that you can show up as your best self for your team members. So self-care is critical here. Be sure and take enough breaks and build those self-care times into your calendar, including a lunchtime. More often than not, when I'm evaluating a business owner's calendar, there is not a time for a lunch break. And that's the first thing that I look for, because if that is not blocked, that's an immediate red flag to me that you as a business owner are not taking care of yourself. So this is important, and that would be the first place that you're going to start on your calendar after you identify your motivator. So remember to identify your motivator. What is that one thing, that personal thing? Maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's spending time with your spouse or your kids. Make that your motivator to work less and do the right things, prioritize your time, be intentional with your time. Take the time to simply plan and reflect. And then you will successfully own your calendar, experience ease, and use this to move your business forward. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, or if you're saying, hey, Melissa, I hear you, this is me, and I need some help, reach out to me. Go to tapthepotential.com and book a call, and we would love to talk to you if you would like more support, even if it's just identifying that personal motivation. This is something that we work on in our Dream Manager program, and I would love to support you through it. Bye for today.